hate rice.
How long is it gonna take?
How long is it gonna take to make some jasmine rice?
Right, is that a long process?
I make really good rice.
Excuse me, is that a long process?
It's not a long process, but why we need rice?
I guess we don't. I just wanted something for this good seasoning to be on once I put these burgers in here.
You just said a minute ago you didn't know what we were eating.
Well, I was trying to make something. You know how we had our thing yesterday. You said it was dry. So I'm trying to come up with something so that it won't be dry. If we have a burger, we can have a little. But I just realized how we don't have a burger. We need some bread.
No, I'm not eating bread. See, I'm vegan. And see,
okay,
bread.
So this is gonna work.
Bread has bread has milk in it.
Oh, you absolutely
and
right.
eggs. I'm not eating that. Now, listen.
No. All right.
Don't.
Ike. All right, Ike.
Okay.
All right.
Now, don't be trying to take me backwards. Now, I'm trying to do this vegan thing.
I don't know how to make rice.
You know how to make rice. Where's the volume? This was a little too loud. Judy don't be playing with him. I love her.
Okay, so you don't have that.
If I'm late, you complain. If I'm early, you complain. What time is it?
Oh, you on 9, it ain't 9 o'clock yet.
It's only about 2 minutes until. Right? Now, I'm supposed to be vegan or pescatarian because I'm going to eat seafood. She putting chicken bouillon in the...
I said I'm cooking up everything in this house.
Just trying to take me backwards. And see, I wasn't supposed to be eating that.
Because sometimes in this job I have to handle cases I know absolutely nothing about.
What's up, y'all?
I know everything about this case, despite the fact I've never seen you. The two of you are together.
Somebody said, pay the damn electric bill. Shit. Stop blaming Irma. I'm waiting for Georgia Power to restore my service.
Stop blaming Irma. Won't he do it? Won't he blame Irma, y'all?
Am I correct? Yes, ma'am. There you go. And the custody decision...
You know what? I need something to prop this on. See, I don't have my accoutrement tonight.
According to what I read, 50-50 custody. Is that right? Yes, ma'am. And this is something that you did not...
Hey, buddy, watch out.
Hey, Tariq.
Your nephew?
No, that's not my nephew. My great nephew's name is Tariq as well. No. Hi, Thomas. Raymel. Devin. I'm fair to middly. That's how they say in the South. Fair to middly. Is it Midland?
Yeah, fair to middling.
What's up, Thea? What's up, Loretta?
That's my thing.
Yes, your Thea. Oh, she owns you, Thea? She thinks she owns you. Thea ain't got to get ready for work. She still ain't got no power. What's up, Johnny? Fair to Midland. Somebody said you said it right. How you guys doing? Y'all coming in here quickly tonight. Okay, Midland. Thea said, yeah, that's my girl. She talking about, is that my Thea? Like she owns a Thea. No, I'm in Atlanta. I'll be in Houston on Thursday, September 21st. I'm going to be at the Literary Soul Symposium. Hey, Tracy. The symposium is from the 22nd, the 23rd, and 24th. So it's a whole weekend of events. No, that's not Miss Gladys. That's my friend Angela. I have a couple things that I want to talk about. You know, I keep something to say. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook Live version of So Much to Say. No, I don't have power, Ewing. I'm at my friend Angela's. I'm still displaced. What's up, Bruno? I'm still displaced. Thea said, hey, Angela. Yes, still in the dark. So I'm over here in some hot underwear. I just came from the gym, so my underwear are hot. I should have brought a change of clothing because my hot water is no longer hot at the house. So I just may be going to bed tonight without bathing. Oh my God, Bruno, you're watching from Brazil? That's impressive. Where are you in Brazil? Bruno, are you familiar with my podcast called So Much to Say? Bruno, it's free.
Ridiculous. Now, that's your case.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Thea said that's too much info.
Right.
You have an attorney? Yes, ma'am. You have an attorney?
Okay, Kenneth, I'll keep an eye out for your pictures. Okay, so you know I'm trying to go vegan. I'm pescatarian because I'm still going to eat seafood. My friend Angela stopped eating meat before I did, but she kind of stopped eating meat because she's still using meat products. So technically she's still eating meat. She's kind of in denial.
I'm going to use these bouillon cubes. I don't care what you say.
Fresh garlic. Oh, Bruno, you're in San Paulo. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys, the podcast, So Much to Say, we've reached a milestone. We've had, to date, 10,000 listeners. 10,000 listens. That's impressive. I started the podcast in... Shut up, Marika. I started the podcast May 1st. The very first So Much to Say podcast was May 1st. And already we've had 10,000 people listen. Isn't that crazy? Like 10,000 listens. So it doesn't... Yeah, like that's bananas. So thank you guys for telling people. The damn dog about to go off because every time she turned the gas... No, don't do that. Don't. Every time she turned the gas on the stove, he get the carrying on. He get the barking and shit. I believe at the house that he came. Listen. I so appreciate you guys. I really do for listening to the podcast, for telling people about the podcast. Okay, so remember the guy that I was telling you about? That I ran into at Trader Joe's that I went to school with, and I was telling you about like, this amazing story, like this complicated story. Robert, you didn't miss anything. Take a seat and listen up. It's only what? Oh, we about to have veggie burgers. So he texted me yesterday when I was talking to you guys yesterday. The guy that I told you guys that I went to, is the black shirt wearing me? Hold the phone, Angela. She looking at me crazy. She don't want to hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold it down, son. Am I wearing the shirt? Am I wearing it? I'm wearing it. Thanks. So, the guy that I told you, come on, y'all got to keep up. The guy that I told you I went to college with, and I told you that he was working overseas. He's been back in Atlanta for 2 months, and he didn't realize he was gay or he might be bisexual. Y'all with me? Y'all remember? Tracy says she remember. Who else? Do y'all remember? They talking about the veggie burgers. Okay, Carolyn, they talking about the veggie. You see, y'all getting distracted. Somebody said the story, man. Hey, Tony. Okay, so Carolyn says she remembers. Thea remembers. Okay, so remember the guy. Bianca remembers. So he texted me last night when I was talking to you guys on here for 3 hours. Y'all bamboozled me last night, but I'm not doing it tonight for 3 hours. He texted me last night and said that he told his sister that he's gay, and he's ready to come on to the podcast. He said, so I'm coming on. So he coming. So we're supposed to tape the podcast this weekend. So I wanted you guys to know that. Like, I was so excited when I got his text. He texted me that part today. No. He texted me that last night. It was like, hey, I told my sister. So he's coming on the show. No, Carolyn, I'm going for 1 hour. So Tiffany, you kept messaging, because remember I told you guys that I look at your questions after I come off. You like that wine? We're drinking a Riesling tonight. Yeah, I want to start with his coming out story, and then I want him to tell you what I was telling you yesterday about his father, about the first time that the man sucked his dick in the parking lot. Well, he did have his dick sucked in the parking lot. Angela laughing and shit. He had his dick sucked in the parking lot. I don't even know if the sister knew already. I don't even know what their conversation is, because I told him, I said, don't tell me. I want to hear it for the first time when we tape the podcast. Like, I didn't want to hear it. Tiffany, you kept asking me. So like yesterday, I read your questions, and you were asking me, what happened to Judge Judy? Tiffany, you kept saying I didn't answer your question. Like, what was your question? You said something about a girl you knew was gay or something, and you didn't find out, but another friend ran into her. And what's your question? Because I didn't really understand what you were asking me. Listen, it is not Direct TV. That's a Fire Stick. I came over here the other day and installed it.
Don't be telling them about my
They got Fire Sticks.
my bootleg shit.
They bootlegging shit too. Y'all got Fire Sticks. I know y'all got them jailbroken Fire Sticks.
I'm gonna go to jail there with your
Jailbroken Fire. Tiffany, okay, now Tiffany, explain what you were talking about. Like, I didn't understand your question. You said some girl was gay and what? Ask your question. She denied what? She denied that she was gay? Girl, ask me a full sentence. Like, give me a real. God bless the little kids, because she's a teacher and she can't even ask me a real full question in a full sentence. Oh, and then Tiffany was like, give me my shout out. Tiffany, who's down in here, she was on a podcast too. She was on the School to Prison Pipeline podcast. Raymel, I know you work for Verizon. Can I get a discount on the new iPhone that's coming out? I'm just wondering. Can I get a discount? Terrence, I never got your order for your books. I just saw you joined the conversation. I was working last night because my power was still out. I woke up today and I was eating black pepper pistachios. Well, here's the thing about the iPhone. Everybody keeps saying, so everybody is making everybody feel bad about getting an iPhone, right? The new iPhone is like $1,000, Angela.
I won't be having it.
The iPhone 8 is like $1,000.
They just really just getting money from y'all left and right.
Thea, relax. You ain't got no power over there, so you should be relaxed.
What you say?
She said they're unfocused because I'm unfocused. Okay, Terrence, you're about to order it now? Marika, he's about to get both of the books. So listen, the iPhone 8 is about $1,000. And everybody's like, well, why are you spending $1,000 on the phone? Da, 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 da.
I'm telling you, figures on that.
They ain't asking me that because I ain't said I was buying it.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is I've seen posts on social media today. So what is the iPhone X? What's the difference between the iPhone X and the iPhone 8? But my thing is this. Everybody going to end up getting it because you know damn well that as soon as that new phone come out, this iPhone 7 Plus that I'm talking to y'all on right now, the shit going to stop working.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to start freezing.
Doing all that.
So how much is it, D? They talking about the kids about to skip out on their bills and stuff for the iPhone. Let me tell you something. Y'all be reading people and shit on social media. I be reading y'all posts. Y'all be letting people have it. Talking about these kids ain't even got furniture, but they going out to buy a $1,000 iPhone. And then here's facial recognition. I don't need no phone to have no facial recognition. All I need that phone to do is send my emails and texts and have a decent camera on it. And that's it. I need the shit to work. Okay, now let me ask y'all this. Did y'all see those pictures of Wendy Williams today on social media? On vacation in Barbados? Did y'all see Wendy Williams on social media? If y'all didn't, just go ahead and Google it real quick. Here go Ray Mel, a better camera and a better life, battery life. My camera on here is fine. Yeah, I don't need no phone for no $1,000. But they ain't gonna do nothing but push you into buying it because, like I said, once that iPhone 8 comes out, this is gonna stop working. And Angela, she's always like 2 or 3 phone additions behind. Angela be like, let me tell you something. When I had the iPhone 6 Plus or 6S, Angela still had a 4. And look, and she be like, Craig, my phone ain't working. Girl, that shit is out of date. Put that phone up. She trying to download shit. Shit wouldn't download.
And it was just fine. Mm-hmm.
She just got the 5. What you got?
7.
You got a 7 now?
Yeah.
Oh, when did you get a 7?
When you took me to the store.
Oh, I forgot that was a 7.
Last year.
Bruno is down in São Paulo. I've never been to Brazil. Are you going to host me if I come down there? Look at the gays. Look at the gays. They already thinking I'm trying to be sexual. Oh, he going to go down there with this guy? Look. So, y'all did see what they told her the network would no longer. Thea said they told you the network will no longer support your phone when you had that iPhone 4. I mean, she had the iPhone 4 and like 3 editions had been out by the time she was. I'm like, Angela, like, really?
It's not that. See, I don't do a daily.
I don't do it daily.
Yes, you do. You're doing it now.
So Ray Mel, since he thinks he's the Verizon and Apple iPhone aficionado, Ray Mel, there's a question in here. The people are asking, what if, since it has facial recognition, the iPhone, the new one that's coming out, what if your face is oily that day? Or what if you have a breakout? What if you have a little, you know, this woman back home in Baltimore used to say a allergic action.
Yeah, she just got hers back on today.
Not an allergic reaction, but a allergic action. What if your skin isn't quite right that day? Will it recognize that? They say, Angela, what are you cooking? She over here putting together a veggie burger. Because, you know, we've gone pescatarian. She still kind of eat meat, though.
I don't eat. That's you eat the meat. Now, stop lying.
She stopped.
I'm eating every product in this house. I'm not throwing away nothing. She vegan or she pescatarian, but she not throwing away her shit that she still had in her freezer. I don't have no meat. It's not freezer full. I got some chicken bouillon.
She's not eating meat, but she's eating. She's not eating meat, but she's eating chicken products. Look at that. That's the chicken bouillon. That has chicken in it.
It's chicken flavored.
But it had.
They ain't put no real.
Let me read the ingredients.
They ain't put no real.
That's like the other day we were in the grocery store and she was buying vegetable broth. Vegetable broth. The first ingredient in the vegetable broth, or one of the first ingredients, was milk. I said, girl, you can't drink this. This is milk. This has milk in it. You didn't even know that vegetable broth had milk in it, did you? I didn't either. Let me tell you what this says.
Why y'all talk about what you talking about? Don't be talking about my stuff.
Wait a minute. Look. Chicken fat. Look, she's trying to take it now. Chicken fat, cooked chicken. They got cooked chicken in the fucking bouillon.
Why she eat this shit, though, y'all? Why?
Well, you done already put it in there now.
You don't have to eat.
Well, I don't want none of the peppers. I don't want none of that. Give me just my burger.
Okay.
She think I'm playing.
You don't have to eat.
When I commit to something, I commit to something. Amen?
Y'all can believe that shit.
Okay, so here...
He had bacon 2 days ago.
I did eat some bacon the other day. I had some sea salt bacon that I put. I had some sea salt bacon that I put in my oven. This was the day that my power went out.
2 days ago, he had bacon, y'all.
I got 4 packs of bacon in my freezer. I'm not throwing my shit away.
All right now, okay, enough said.
But I'm not eating this bouillon, amen.
He gonna eat no chicken bouillon, but he gonna eat some pork. How about that?
Well, here's the thing though.
How about that?
Ray Mel, I don't have any meat in my house still except that bacon that I just told you about.
How many packs of bacon?
I got 4 packs of bacon.
All right,
left.
y'all, I'm done, but he won't eat no chicken bouillon. How does that make any kind of sense? I just became a what are we?
She said, "What are we?"
I just became what is it called?
A pescatarian. Look, speaking of pescatarian, she and I were at we were at this little restaurant. Do you remember this? We were at this restaurant a couple weeks ago, and she stopped eating meat before I did, right? Because I had a house full of food, and I said, "Well, I'm not becoming vegan or doing that shit until I get rid of my groceries." So we at this restaurant. We at the little restaurant right there that was empty today, where our little friend he sings.
Oh,
So the waitress comes up to the table and she's like, so Angela was like, yeah, so I don't eat any meat. And she was like, but I still eat seafood. So the white girl was like, so you're pescatarian? Angela looked at me like, what the fuck is that? I was like, yeah, she's pescatarian. Like she just eats seafood.
I didn't know. There was a name for it.
But yeah. But when you pescatarian, you eat seafood, but you still don't eat meat products. And to be perfectly honest with you, see, this is how black folks do. We half-step shit, right? When you're fully vegan, now, like I said, we're not vegan. We're pescatarian because we eat seafood. But even when you're pescatarian or like you're really trying to live a vegan life, you're not supposed to use any type of animal product. You're not supposed to use leather sneakers, leather jackets. Like, you're not supposed to use...
What you gonna do with all this shit in your place?
I didn't say I was getting rid of my shit, though. I just said I wasn't going to eat.
That's good, Brett. You don't need that sauce on it. That's good.
You trying to cajole me to eat the sauce, the chicken bouillon sauce?
Taste a little bit of this. Hold on.
Let me taste it.
They ain't playing, and you're gonna say it's.
But you, Dion, why you want to fight me? But you know, when you're really a vegan, you're not supposed to eat any animal product. You're not supposed to wear leather sneakers.
What if you have a leather couch? You can't sit on a.
If you have a leather couch, you're supposed to sell your leather couch.
Why are you crazy?
You can't be hypocritical. You can't be hypocritical.
Oh my God.
Right. And look, they said when the girl with waitress was like, "Are you pescatarian?" Somebody said you looked at the girl like, "Am I what, bitch?"
I didn't have the bitch part.
Okay, look. Okay, so this is a vegan burger. Girl, it looks like a hash brown. Is this a hash brown?
Boy, you better eat that. It's good. You need something on it.
It definitely needs a little sauce. It's real dry.
Told you it's good.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it was dry.
Oh, so you don't like it?
Why do you call this a vegan burger? Because it only tastes like a burger. That's false advertisement. That's deception. This tastes like it's like a hash brown. It's like a patty. Mm-hmm. See, Trouble. I just dropped a little something for you. Where you at? Trouble. Let me tell you something. Here you come. Look. Come and get this. I just dropped a little something for you. Look. We don't need no vacuums and we don't need no vacuums and brooms over here. Amen. I'm gonna be honest with you though, for real. I do feel different, even though I had bacon 2 days ago. I had bacon 2 days ago.
2 days.
Angela,
Okay, you right.
can I tell my truth?
Okay,
Can I speak my honesty? See, you know, people don't want you to be great. I told her today, I said, girl, I think I done got a little snatched. I think I'm feeling a little tighter around my... She said, Negro, you ain't lost nothing. She said, you might not be as bloated. Oh, God. But listen. Here go Ramel. Don't feed the dog from the table. There ain't nothing but a little vegetable. He all right.
Tell him he cleans the floor.
He cleaned the floor. We dropped stuff. He go ahead and pick it up.
You want some of that bread?
You got bread. I don't eat bread.
No, not the bread. The bread we bought there.
Oh, the flat bread?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, flatbread doesn't have egg in it.
Some.
So listen. Hi, Brenda. Okay, so look, what was I saying? Y'all be distracting me. Oh, so I am really trying to do this this vegan thing. And I do feel like we went running today. We did our 2 miles again today. I'm telling you what, when the next time you see me in person, I'm gonna be snatched for the gods. I'm already pretty. You laughing? She laughing and shit. I'm gonna be snatched for the gods. The next time I go speak in front of the gays, because you know the gays be judging me. When I get up there to read my little gay book story and stuff, they be looking at me. But I'm trying to do this vegan thing. But I'm gonna tell you, I have not had a meal yet where I'm like, damn, that shit was good. Give me another serving. And see, and I think that's what I think I'm gonna miss. You understand? I'm talking to myself now.
Oh, you talking to me? Oh, I thought you were talking.
She told me you talking to me.
I don't know who you be talking to.
She said I was bloated. But I just feel like I'm gonna miss food.
That is bread with those beans.
And like I'm going to Houston.
You ain't gonna miss no food.
And you know, down in Houston, you know, they got barbecue. And I know my friends, they're gonna be eating food and shit. And I'm gonna be sitting there trying to look for vegan options.
That means he don't really want to be a vegan, y'all. That's all that means. He's coming up with an excuse right now. And this stuff he ain't even had yet.
Thea, you cook good vegan food?
She can cook now.
She can cook?
Mm-hmm.
All this time I've known her, she ain't never cooked.
She be working now, but still can cook. She does cook. It's good. She cooks really good.
Really?
Tasty.
Well, listen. So back to this iPhone.
Now that vegan, that burger's good to me.
These are beans right here.
Put that bread in there.
It's like mixed beans, right? It's like kidney beans. What else in here?
That's 15 bean soup.
It's a 15 bean soup. Y'all think I look young for my age now? I couldn't even say that shit with a straight face.
He's choking on his own self, huh? Choking on the food because he's lying.
Y'all think I look young now? Especially after I'm really vegan for a year.
Oh, I like to see that year now.
I ain't about to eat no ham hocks, Tobias. Hey guys, everybody that read my first book, Tobias is in the first book, okay? He's kind of in the book proper, okay? Remember Pharaoh? The character Pharaoh in the first book. The one that told me he was going to give me the directions to the party. And I was looking for the directions to go to the party. Over there on Horseshoe Bend. And he never gave me the directions. That's who was hosting the party. So go get that in Words Never Spoken. Somebody said 15 beans. That's more like a chili. But it ain't got. It doesn't have any meat. There's no meat. But
Do you eat every time you talk to me?
she said, "Do you eat every time you talk to them?" No, I usually don't eat. Angela, usually when I'm at home, I'm sitting at the dining room table under my fabulous chandelier with my dimmer on. But you know, my power has been out now for 3 days. I feel like a refugee. I'm sitting here in the same salty underwear from the gym. I could have brought a change of underclothes over here and just took a shower here, but I thought my power was going to be back on. But it's not. The iPhone 8, I'm back to that. Raymel, you never said what your discount is, beloved. Beloved. Who says that?
I am. Beloved.
Beloved. Can I get a starving artist discount for the iPhone 8? And I'll talk about it on my Facebook Live and shit. Sweaty and salty. Marika said sweaty balls. Sweaty and salty. Pungent. But some people like a little salt. Some people like a little salty nut. You know, me and my ex, we used to get it in sometimes. We'd come straight from the gym. And at first, he was trying to be all modest and stuff. I'm like, oh, Craig, stop. I'm like, lay your ass down here. Cut it out. You don't put your mouth all down there. Tobias. Thea, she's laughing. Tobias, I'm going to need you to have the book. Do you have the first? Tobias, do you have the first book? You know, there's some truth to that saying. Strangers will support you before friends will. Amen. The 8 is prices they know now. Oh, the 10 is the one that's a coin. Marika said ain't nothing with a little salt. Wrong with a little salt. Girl, you seem nasty. I know you probably like. Oh, Tobias, you do have the first book? Okay, so you want a physical copy of the second book, or you trying to download it, or what? What you trying to do? Let me help you. Let me help you. That's what I'm trying to say. Help me help you. Raymel still ain't saying nothing about this discount. Now, you like this burger?
Oh my God.
You like that chicken bouillon because the burger ain't hitting on nothing.
I like this burger, honey, because it's a little Indian flavor.
When you leaving for London, Tobias? Here come Jackie with her late ass asking for updates and what we talked about so far. And then got the nerve to say, I'm here. Girl, we see you.
Say, I'm here.
Okay. Angela acting like she really like this
I do like
veggie burger. Girl, you like that chicken bouillon that's in there.
I like it without the seasoning, the stuff on top.
So you leaving tomorrow at 6 p.m., Tobias? I can meet you tomorrow if you want. Bring your cash. Raymel, I need to get back over to Verizon here. I'm on AT&T and I can't stand it. Tobias, inbox me your phone number. Please. It's warm in here. I think it's because I got on this long sleeve.
And ain't no air, no heat, none of that on. I don't know what's going on.
She's usually sweeter to me when y'all not on here listening and stuff. She all disagreeable tonight. Okay, Raymel, I will. Look at Thea.
What?
Focus. What is the topic for tonight?
Thank you.
What is the topic? Thea, I thought you had to work tomorrow. Don't you got to work tomorrow? Now, how you taking a shower? Cause you ain't got no power.
I think she said she got it back on.
Tobias, I just got your phone number. Thea, your phone is on? I mean, your power is on? Your phone. Tiffany, that's the topic for tonight. Tiffany, you type down your question. What's your question? What's your question? Because I didn't understand it. And she typed it twice. And don't send it down here with no typos. You know what I don't do? I can read a Facebook post. Thea, your power came on?
You know what? Come on, these if you got
When the mine is on. I don't like a Facebook post. Oh, no, she ain't got no power. She got gas, though. So you got to take a shower in the dark. Who want to do that?
You know where my body parts are?
You know how, like, you'll see a post and it'll be dead on and it'll be like, oh, that's the shit. If it has a grammatical error, I don't like it. I can't like it. Tiffany, I'm waiting for your damn question. That's going to be the conversation.
Tiffany hung up on me.
No, she in there. Who want to take a shower with candlelight?
Mm-hmm. He act like they weren't poor when he was growing up. They lights never went out.
Huh?
He act like they lights never went out when he was growing up.
No, my lights didn't go out when I was growing up.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the lights went out at my grandmother's house all the time.
So you know.
They used to boil hot water
Mm-hmm.
downstairs on the stove, then carry upstairs and dump a pot and then come back downstairs, boil some more. Okay, so here's Tiffany's question. My friend was caught with another woman in public. Remember I told you guys if you have questions or you want my advice on something, I'll give you the answer, what I think. My friend was caught with another woman in public. She knows all my friends are mostly gay. She told a mutual friend, but lied to me. Lied to you about what? That she's gay? Or that she's lesbian? Or what?
She was with another woman.
Tiffany, why you feel like she had to tell you? Let's start with that. With your nosy ass. Why she had to tell you? Do you feel offended because she didn't tell you? Maybe she didn't trust you with her information. Taylor Tanya Miles. She just came in. Maybe she didn't trust you, Tiffany. I'm going to tell you something. When you tell somebody that you're gay, it's a very personal thing. And you only tell people that you trust. Are you trustworthy? Or do you run your mouth? Because you know nothing travels faster than good gossip.
Honey, it'd be an airplane every day.
Okay. Or maybe she just wasn't ready to share it with you, Ray Mel said. Maybe she was nervous to tell you.
Maybe she didn't want to tell.
Now here come LaTanya talking about what are you eating?
Oh, no.
Late comer. Late comer. Late comer.
No.
Late comer.
We cannot go back to that.
We cannot go back. They already got me on focus now. I've been distracted for the first 30 minutes. Late comer. But maybe she just didn't want to tell you, Tiffany. Do you tell her everything that's personal to you? I'm serious. Oh, so you didn't ask her. She made up a story about running into the mutual friend. Any gathering tonight? Well, you know, Tiffany, here's the thing. A lot of times when a person, and this is what I want to come out in the conversation with the guy that just told his sister. The guy that I just told you guys about, I had to refresh your memory. The guy from Trader Joe. Oftentimes we hide and sneak and lie and cheat. Oh, not cheat, but hide and sneak. And lie and cheat. Because we're not ready to tell people. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody does that. But I know I did it. And I certainly didn't want people to know who my friends were. I didn't want people to know where I was going. Yes, Douglas, it is vegan. Everything that I'm eating is vegan. And I've already told them about the Literary Soul Symposium down in Houston, Texas that I'll be attending. Is there anybody in here from Houston? Anybody in here for Houston? So Tiffany says it's weird because the girl told her years ago that her sister was gay, but she's never told. Well, maybe she's not gay though. She may not be gay. Alicia says she used to hide too. And because people are judgmental. So now Thea got to put on some lamps so she can pick out her clothes for tomorrow. So if she come to school tomorrow mixed matched,
And she could.
give her a pass. Brenda, you're in Houston, but you're not going to be there for the weekend of the symposium. As I told you guys, it's a Literary Soul Symposium. It's a collective of book clubs. One is from LA, one is from Dallas, one is from Houston. Now look at Alicia in here. I mean, look at Latanya Miles and you're talking about. Alicia, do you know somebody named April?
In your conversation.
In this conversation.
So she gonna have to call Alicia on the other time.
So she didn't tell you, but she told our friend. But she told him because he's gay. It's easy to tell another gay that you're gay. I'm gonna tell you something. When I first came out, or I hadn't come out yet, I was still kind of holding on to the doorknob. I wasn't ready to come out yet. I was still holding on. I was still holding on to the door and shit. So I was writing for this theater company. And, you know, theater companies typically have a lot of gay men, right? Because we gravitate to the arts. So there was a guy in the theater company who was gay.
No.
She's trying to be facetious. He was gay. And, I mean, there were several in there that were gay. But he was really flamboyant, right? Well, what? Flamboyant is really not the right word. He was really soft. He was really feminine, right? He had a lot of feminine. Because when I say flamboyant, I'm thinking like, you know, you're throwing your hands up, your brows are arched, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you really, like, out there. Which is not a bad thing. But he wasn't that. He was just a feminine guy. Really feminine. And whenever I would come to the theater company, when I would come to the rehearsals, he would always just like look at me and he would say hi and stuff like that. But because I was so closeted and so uncomfortable in my own skin, I used to duck him. Like I wouldn't even look at him. Like he would try to speak to me, I'd look the other way. Like I wouldn't even, you know. And that's why I be telling you guys sometimes too. That's sometimes how you can tell when a person is gay, right? Because they avoid a person that's gay at all costs. Because they don't want to be associated. And because a gay person can usually sniff out another gay person, right? The energy. And so I wouldn't speak to him. And I would turn my back every time he would try to speak to me. And I was just kind of cold, right? Tyreek, you did it? You did it as well? And so I started dating the guy. Remember the guy, Tobias, that I was just talking to in here? And I said I would meet him tomorrow to get him the second copy of the book. And the party was at his house and da-da-da-da. Well, I was dealing with his friend. In the book, his name is Farrell. And when that thing just started falling apart, the guy from the theater company was the only person that I felt like I could talk to that could understand it. Remember I told you yesterday about my friend in LA that didn't give me a place to stay? Tables turn. Tables always turn, baby. Tables turn. And so the person that I turned my nose up at and wouldn't speak to was the person that I needed most. The one I needed most. Amen? So you better be kind to people.
Your point was that who you can talk to.
So he was the person that I could talk to about my heartbreak. Like I was, don't they turn, Nate? Them tables turn. And so he was the person that I knew would understand. Because I was the only person here I didn't know anybody here. I had just moved here right after college. And I was just heartbroken. And touch your neighbor. Say it loud for the person in the back. Tables turn, baby. And so he was the only person that I could. Yes, I needed him. I needed a friend. And I thought about how nasty I had been to, and I hadn't been nasty to him, but that's nasty when you walk in and you don't speak to a person and you turn your head when you know they about to speak to you and dumb shit like that. It was rude and it was cold. And I apologize.
If you listen.
I've told him though. I did tell him. Because what ended up happening was we were at the director's house, the director of the theater company. He had a place right downtown. And a lot of times we would get together over at his house and just, you know, just hang out. His place was like the hangout spot. And we were sitting downstairs in his car. And I said to him, I said, listen, I have something I need to tell you. Because it was so heavy, I had to get it off my, you know how something that's so heavy on you, just got to tell one motherfucker? You just got to tell one bitch. Just to feel a little lighter, so you can go, oh, that is so nice. Thank you, Nate. Thank you. Trouble. Trouble. He sleep? I bet he ready to come. I bet he waiting to come up and get this little video I just dropped on the floor. I just dropped a little video for you, Trouble.
Make sure you get it on one of the ends.
Right, Trouble. Come here, Trouble. Over here. Come here. No, he coming. Trouble was in bed. He had his hair up in his rollers. He had his nightgown on. Go on and get that. Can you get it? Let me move over so you can get it. Go ahead. Go on. Come. Come here, Trouble. Come get it. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Over there to the right. To the right. There you go. So, Trouble is not vegan. But Trouble did have his hair up in his hair rollers. He was in bed already, but I got him out of bed. Trouble is gay friendly.
Everybody friendly.
So he gay friendly. So he sometimes put his hair in hair rollers.
No, he don't.
Okay.
Well, he would be gay friendly without no penis.
Right. So the guy and we were sitting down in his car, and I told him about my experience with the guy. And he was the first person that I had said it to out loud. And so we were sitting in the car. Y'all ready for this? Watch this. So we're talking. And he said, just take time. And, you know, he gave me some really sound advice.
Nothing else.
He gave me some really sound advice. And he was like, you know, just take your time. Just trust yourself. You know, don't let nobody push you into anything that you don't want to do. You know, because he was a seasoned gay. I was a green gay. I was green at the time. Right? And so I said to him, I said, well, how did you know? How did you know that I was gay? And he said to me, because a rose can smell a rose.
Now,
He said because a rose can smell a rose. Trouble is one of the children. Trouble is one of the children. Trouble is part of the community.
No, he's not. Well, he could be. I don't know.
Trouble is part of the community.
Trouble hit anything. What you talking
Trouble in the community.
about? Trouble hit anything.
Trouble in the community. But yeah, so he told me a rose can smell a rose. Douglas, I saw that little remark about my walk. Now, let me tell you something. Every man that I've dated has loved my walk. Baby, I walk like I own the world. I walk like a damn stallion here. I walk like I got Oprah's money. Okay? And I am the opposite of Oprah financially. When I tell you this, I'm used.
It's hot.
No, I'm just feeling a little flatulence. Now these Negroes talking about show us the walk. They a mess. They talking about demonstrate. I ain't fooling with y'all.
Equipment to show them.
I ain't got my equipment today.
You walk on tomorrow.
But catch me when I walk out that barbershop, baby. I'm first day of school clean. Felt like new money. But my dad used to tell me when I was young. In fact, let me go back a step beyond that. I remember when what?
Relate that to the girl's question, please. Are you done?
What was the girl's question? I'm done talking to Tiffany in that question.
Oh, okay.
Tiffany just being nosy. The girl didn't want to tell you she was a lesbian. That's my guess. The 15 bean soup is not gone. I have a couple more spoons. What I was going to say was, and I'm coming back to what I was about to say. You know, I'll be all over the place. Usually when Angela and I eat, I finish before her, hands down.
Yeah.
But ever since we started eating this plant-based stuff, Angela be finished before me. She be on her second plate. And I be still trying to get to the first one. Because it's just like, ugh.
Well, you don't have to do it, Craig. Don't do something.
I want to do it because I'm trying to live until at least 95. Amen. So listen, when I had braces, And my orthodontist was black. You already know. And so, you know how you get up out the chair to stand up because you're about to leave, right? And one day I was standing up. And she said, "Oh, my Lord, young man." And I turned around like all startled and shit. She said, you have amazing posture. That was the first time anybody ever complimented me on my posture, right? There were plenty of times after that. So, but that was the first time. And she said, "Oh my gosh," she said, because this was during the era when everybody was wearing their pants slouched down and they would be slouching like this when they stand up. And so she was like, "Oh my God, it's just such a wonderful thing to see because so many young men just don't stand up straight." She said, "And you just have a wonderful arch in your back." Amen. Some of y'all minds went to the gutter when I said an arch in the back. Let me have that olive oil because I need to save some of these people in here. They're just filthy. So then many years after that, Marika, you ain't saying nothing serious. You talking about we're going to go running when I come up there? You ain't trying to go running. And y'all ain't really talking about nothing. Y'all ain't talking about a damn thing.
See, that's why I'm talking group. You see how you went through all them conversations with them different people ain't got nothing to do with the rest of those folks? That's why I'm the group right there. Too many other folk. Why all these conversations?
My friend don't like group text, okay?
Because all these other
She barely answered my single text to her.
All these
Okay.
different conversations. Come on.
So listen, let me get back. So the next time somebody complimented me on my posture was this white woman. I was minding my business. Type the question again, Marika. I can't scroll up. I'm in the middle of a question. I'm in the middle of a story. Just type it again or copy and paste. Does your Obama phone let you copy and paste? Latanya Miles said, "We know. She don't look at them group texts." My friend is very busy.
And tell them about all that bing, bing, bing.
And let me tell you something. The other day, I'm going to come back to my story about the white woman.
You see why I don't.
The other day I was in here. This was yesterday. I was in here because, again, I'm displaced. I don't have power at my house, and now I don't have hot water.
And I had to, we were trying to do something.
And so I'm in here minding my business, trying to watch Judge Judy on this broken Amazon Fire Stick that I installed. And Angela had gone out to walk trouble. He wanted to see his friends in the community. Look, he coming because I said his name. So I'm trying to watch Judge Judy. The phone just binging and binging because y'all sitting here, Latanya Miles, just sitting here binging and binging. Ain't talking about a damn thing. Phone just beeping. I got up, went around the counter, and shut Angela's phone off. That ain't even my phone. But see, you know, I know her code to unlock her phone. Not that I needed it to switch it off, but I went on and switched it off because y'all wasn't even talking about nothing. Somebody said, "Hey, Miss Trouble." Look. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. So back to the white woman. Marika, you talking about I'm about to go from 10,000 listeners to 9,999? You shady as fuck. So I'm working at this little Shoney's restaurant. This is in high school. I'm working at Shoney's. And you know how you got to do your side work? If you work in a restaurant, you know what I mean when I say side work. So my side work that night, sometimes you got to condense the ketchups and shit. That's another reason why I don't like to use the condiments and shit in a restaurant. No, they don't put water in it. They mix them together. They condense them. So say, for instance, it's like...
Off different tables.
Right, so they pull them from all of the different tables to fill up the bottles, right? So they take all of the bottles that are halfway done and they condense them and make full bottles. So, but my side work for this particular night was to roll silverware. That's another reason why when I go into a restaurant, I wipe off my silverware, or either I ask them for some hot water, some urn water, and I put some salt in the water, let it dissolve. I put my silverware in it, let it set in there for a while, stir it up, and then I wipe it off. Because people touching that silverware and they rolling it up in that little dumb napkin that y'all like it to be in, somebody rolled that up for you. It ain't come through no machine. You ain't really thought about that, though, did you? So if somebody just came from peeing and they didn't wash their hands, they rolling up your silverware. They touching all on the prongs on your fork that you putting in your mouth. Or they done just came from home playing with their dog and they didn't wash their hands, because you know how white people do. Speaking of, my Aunt Gloria is going to be on the podcast on Monday, and she has a little dog, and she was playing with the dog, and then she went in her freezer. I said, you are so damn nasty. I'm saying all of this on the podcast. I'm telling you, next week is a fucking riot. So I'm rolling up she said, I did wash. We literally have an argument on the podcast. I said, you did not wash your hands. I just stood here and watched you. Then she says, oh my God, Craig, I sure didn't. Oh my goodness. I don't usually do that, Craig. I usually wash my hands. I said, yeah. I said, see, you just like white people. See, you done got real familiar with that dog. And now you playing with the dog and shit. Now you...
They let trouble lick them in the face.
That's just gross. That's some nasty shit. And I'm going to tell you another thing that white people say just to make themselves feel good about that shit. That a dog's tongue is cleaner than a human's.
Watch trouble lick his ass.
That's some bullshit. You keep letting them white people tell y'all that foolishness here. That the dog's tongue got enzymes. No, bitch, it ain't got no more enzymes than mine and yours. And if I'm walking around licking my ass, you think my tongue gonna be clean? Well, my tongue is gonna be clean, but you get what I'm saying. Dogs are definitely licking other shitty dog asses, and they licking all on their own. Yeah, they licking their own nasty crotches and stuff. And then white people letting them lick them all in their mouth and stuff. Oh, hell no. That's another reason I'm single. I can't date a black guy that lets a dog lick all in his mouth and shit, face and shit. Some of them black people do that shit too now.
I generally don't know how trouble lick that.
But let me go back to my story. What was I saying? Oh, so I'm standing there rolling the silverware. So my back is to the dining room, right? To the restaurant. So the restaurant is back here, and the parking lot is out this way. So I'm facing, and so I'm rolling my silverware, standing at the counter. So this woman comes from behind me, and she says, "Oh my Lord!" She scared me. She scared me. She scared me just like Angela turned around when I said, "Oh my Lord." That's exactly what the woman did. And I turned around like, what just happened? And she walked around the side of the counter, and she got in front of me, and she said, "Your mother must be so proud of you." And at this point, I didn't stop rolling the subway. I didn't just stop. And I'm looking at her like, what? She said, "You have the most beautiful posture." Like, I was coming out of the restaurant to leave. I had never heard anything about posture. So this is the second time I heard about posture. How did I get on the subject about my posture?
Thea, I know Thea gone by now.
She's still here because she said it's a deal breaker to let a dog lick you in the mouth.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I got on the subject about the posture, but
Anyway.
y'all was saying something about, well, Douglas said something about my walk. So that walk gives me that glide. That posture gives me that glide, right?
You
And
got 3 minutes before 10.
Y'all got 3 minutes because it's almost 10 o'clock. Good luck. And so when I was growing up, my dad calls me Slim, right? I'm like, Slim. One day he was walking behind me. Really what, Miss Miles? Really what? What you talking about? So my dad would be like, Slim.
I'm mad you call her Miss Miles.
What else I'm gonna call her? Latanya?
Right, Miss Miles.
I vacillate between the two. There's your word for tonight, vacillate.
That is not a big word. Okay.
I ain't say it was a big word.
That is not a word.
I just said it's a good word. Okay? For you to incorporate into your vocabulary. Can I get another hit of this wine?
So you're going to vacillate between wine and what?
She talking about she want to see if I walk like Oprah or Gail. Trust me, I'm walking like Oprah when she got that first check. That's how I walk. So one day my dad was walking behind me and he was like, Slim. And I was like, what? And he was like, Slim, you got that walk. He said, you got that height. He said, you got to work that thing. You got to use that, I'm like, okay, Dad.
I got it.
And every man that I've ever dated has always said something about my walk, how they love the way that I walk. They love my walk. Like that line from Loretta Devine in Waiting to Exhale. Oh, God, I wonder if he's looking. I wonder if this man is looking. And she turned around. Yeah, he looking. Angela, I don't eat a lot of bread now. That's how I keep this svelte figure. Svelte. S-V-E-L-T-E. Svelte. There's another one for you. The beans are cold.
Yeah, I got the beans.
Sitting here talking to y'all.
All right, Craig, I'm on it.
Is it 10 o'clock yet?
You got 1 minute to say goodbye.
Latanya Miles talking about she need to see this walk. Girl, let me tell you something.
Said you gonna walk on up to that school.
When I come out that gym, I'm really walking. And don't let me have on some shades. And my hair and shit cut, and this beard is laid up real nice. My friend gave me a whole new glass of wine. So I'm going to talk to y'all till I'm finished this wine. I was on here before 9:05. Bianca, you came late. I was on here at what time I get on here? It was about 8:55 because Marika was like, why are you on here early?
Right, it was a few minutes left. Oh my God, okay.
Bianca, I'm going to need you to calibrate your clock. What you looking for?
I was looking for my sunglasses. Tell Miss Miles I got her some coffee.
Y'all ain't using my Facebook Live to be relaying messages. She talking about tell Miss Miles I got her coffee. Levi, you've been real delinquent lately. Levi, you've been real delinquent lately. When I tell you they are talking about let me see this walk, I'm gonna let y'all see the walk one day when I'm outside.
Yeah, so you can do it for them.
Oh, Bianca, you must be in Central Time Zone. Oh, good point, Tiffany. Okay, so my boo in Houston. She said thank you for the coffee. And that's the last one you sending through here, Miss Miles.
I've been 12 different conversations and you can add to that.
Well, Angela ain't on Facebook. You go get your own Facebook and you talk to Miss Miles through your Facebook. This mine. I'm in charge of the girls. Are you in charge of the girls? I am in charge of the girls. Well, either you or the girls got a problem with your arithmetic. I want to know what it is that Quick is trying to say.
I'm trying to tell you, I bet you relayed that message, baby.
Are you saying that I'm stealing? Because we can all be some fighting motherfuckers in here this evening. What movie is that from? Somebody said, okay, Vera. Oh yeah. And plus, you're working on my reading and stuff over there at the house, Levi.
Okay, I'll be well.
Y'all know that line from Harlem Nights. That's Harlem Nights.
Right.
She said, now, Sugar, I know this is your place, but I am in charge of the girls. No, fuck you. You shut the fuck up. Oh, she was a cussing something in that movie. So, that's one of my favorite movies. So, my boo down in Houston. But that's what somebody in here said. He ain't really my boo. Look at No. And let me tell you, that's another thing. He ain't on no social media, so that's another thing that I'm...
He cannot be on social media, but I can.
I don't want my man on social media. Because, see, y'all try too much. Y'all be trying to slide in somebody's DMs and shit, and I have to slide to your city and fuck you up. No, I'm just playing. But no, he ain't on no social media. And I said to him the last time I saw him when I was in Houston, I said, you know what? One of the most attractive things about you, he was like, what? I said that you ain't on...
That's attractive for him. But
That
your
you-
friend right here don't know how to group me, and you just laughing at her. All right. See that double standard you got right there?
Well, Angela, we ain't fucking. So I don't care if you get on social media.
No. All I'm saying is your standard for him is all the way up here. Your friend, I'm your friend. When he gone...
Well, isn't it true that we have different expectations for the people we date versus our friends, right? Don't we hold them to a different standard?
I just don't want to be on no low standard. I don't give a fuck what you hold to nobody else.
You ain't on no low standard. You ain't on a low standard.
You should appreciate that I don't have... I don't deal with social media. If you appreciate that in a person, that's just...
I appreciate that in the person that I'm interested in.
Bye, Felicia, again.
I'm gonna tell you another reason why I'm single. Because y'all love to be on social media in y'all underwear and shit. And that ain't just a gay thing. Because women be doing it and shit too. Popping and shit. And all that, what's it called? Twerking. All in your bra and panties and shit. Like, that is too much. Yeah, how you know you ain't gonna want to be a senator or something one day? How you know you ain't gonna want to run for Congress?
Honey, we got a dumb door now that's the president, so not anything.
That's the kind of shit they look for when they vetting you. They're going to pull up your... Listen, you 35 now. You running for a public office when you 43. They're going to pull up your Facebook that you think you done deleted. Because some bitch going to have it in the archive. And here you are, turning up with some hookah and popping your pussy. Oh, I definitely believe in keeping my relationship private. I had this conversation with you guys the other day. I believe that gay relationships are very much so like celebrity relationships. As soon as people realize that you and the couple in a relationship, they get the tearing and pulling at you. They start trying to come at me harder, or they start trying to come at you harder, trying to see if there are any cracks in the relationship. So no, I'm not the one that's going to be celebrating all on social media. I could be in a relationship right now, and I would not change my Facebook status. I don't think they heard me. Y'all be celebrating too soon on your social media. Stop all that celebrating on social media. But yeah, like, I don't like all that when people be posting all in their underwear and shit all on social media. Cut that out. Okay, so...
Yeah, turn off the TV.
Are you going to bed again? LaTanya Miles trying to rush me. You must be trying to get to bed, LaTanya. Shema, well, what about Houston? Tell us about Houston. Girl, you're not going to curate my conversation. She thinks she running this. See, that's the problem with black women now. No, I'm just playing. I always got to say I'm playing because there's always one in there to be like, see, you shouldn't say that about black women. Chill out. It was a joke. So back to Houston. I told him that one of the things that I appreciated about him was that he wasn't on social media. I said, that's one of the most attractive things about you. And he was like, really? So today, because I was talking to you guys yesterday about him, I sent him a text because I'm going to Houston next week, right? It just dawned on me today. Oh, you'll be in Houston next week. So I sent him a text. And I was just like, so I sent him a text, whatever, you know, letting him know, reminding him that I was going to be there next week, you know, can we set aside some time to get together. And so he said, yeah, for sure. He said, because I said, you ready to see me? You know, you got to come at a motherfucker like you know you are the cat's pajamas. So I was like, you ready to see me? And he was like, yep, I am. Angela, I think you got a poltergeist in the house.
What was that?
The corkscrew just jumped out the bottle and leaped on the floor. Look, it's down there on the floor. Let me see if she's going to wash it off. She's going to just put it back in there.
I got tons of forks. In a wine connoisseur house. You know, damn.
Let me see if she's going to put that dirty corkscrew.
We might not have no food, but guess what we will have?
Look. Right. Let me see if she's going to put that dirty cork in there.
But Craig, I don't use those anyway. I usually use one of these.
The cat's pajamas, baby. So listen.
I usually go and get one of these, you know. I don't use those anyway.
Right, the little bottle stoppers.
Yeah.
So he was like, yes, I'm free next week. He said dinner on Thursday or lunch on Friday worked best for my schedule. And so
I can't have both.
I'm gonna get more than just that. But that was a start, amen. We don't want to look too desperate. We don't want to look too interested. You want a little balance. Remind me to come back to Carrington. I'm gonna tell you a story about Carrington, something that I learned many years ago. And so about dating. And so I was like, okay. I said, well, well, either one of those work for me as well. I said, so which one do you want to do? Do you want to do dinner on Thursday or lunch? Because I need to govern myself accordingly. I need to get my schedule together. You know what I'm saying? Because I may want to put some other things in place. Amen. And so he was like, he said, let me just get through this week and I'll let you know which day we're going to actually get together. He said, because things have just been really crazy here in Houston since Harvey. Remember I told you he owns a business. So that was that. So yes, I will see him next week. Alcohol does not kill all germs. What kind of germs you talking about, Carolyn? Okay, so let me go while Carolyn is typing what she talking about. So let me tell you one of the things that I used to do when I first started dating, right? Angela, I may have told you this before. So when I first started dating Carrington, he's in my first book. Okay, so if you don't have the book, what is that? It's still peeling. So when I first started dating Carrington, I knew that I liked him. But I knew that a lot of people, I knew he was busy, right? Because he was young. Yes, in the high rise. Yes, we lived in a high rise condominium. I ended up. She read the book. She read the first book.
Oh, okay. I thought it was somebody.
No, she doesn't know him. And so we lived on the 18th floor, and I think it was like 20 floors in the building. And so Carolyn said that alcohol kills the germs for the cork that fell on the floor. Girl, it ain't that kind of alcohol. It ain't going to kill that.
No, that's all right.
We just threw it away.
So thanks.
So Carrington, he had a house. Huh?
Good night.
Oh, she going to bed. So he had a house out in the suburbs. And then when he and I started dating, he was about to close on a condominium downtown. So he was driving a CLK Benz, you know what I'm saying? He was doing it. And, you know, my black ass was just struggling. I was trying to scrape together money to put my play up. Rent and shit was due every month. I didn't know Angela yet. I didn't know Angela at this point.
So is this supposed to be due every other month or what?
Right. Rent is due every month, right? So rent due every month. What I was trying to say was every month I was just trying to figure it out every month here. And so my mom was living in Baltimore, and she was putting like $2,000 in my account every month. But before this happened, like, she wasn't doing this because I told you guys before that I would always try to find like little agencies that would help pay my rent and shit. Because I'm resourceful. I'm trying to figure that shit out on my own first. So he doing it. Like, he got this successful practice. He about to buy his second home. And he driving his Benz. He travels and stuff. And so I knew the gays were on him. And so when the gays, so I knew he was dating. I knew he was dating actively because my broke ass was dating actively, right? So I'm dating. And so I was just telling this story to somebody the other day. I was dating 6 guys at the time. I was only fucking one of them. Okay? Because, see, I know somebody sitting there thinking, damn, he was dating 6 people? I was dating 6 guys, but I was only having sex with one of them. And so, because I think you should date often. Date often. You need to choose. Listen, you need to choose who you want to be with and stop letting people choose you. Stop letting people choose you. So choose who you want to go out with. So I was dating people, and at the time, I would date people even if I didn't think it was going to materialize, or even if I didn't think I was interested in them in some sort of a long-term thing. For me, it was just something that I was doing just to kind of kill time, just to have shit to do, to go out to dinner and whatever. No, these Negroes ain't had no money to be paying my rent, okay? They ain't had no money to pay my rent. That's what I'm saying. You got to know who to fuck and who to take home. These were just people to fuck, even though I was only fucking one of them. So, and at the time I had cornrows. Oh, I was rocking my cornrows. So one of them, he knew how to braid hair. So he used to braid my hair. Oh my God. Oh my God. He used to braid my hair. I just thought about that. I forgot all about that. Angela, you didn't know me when I had cornrows.
That's when you was a buck, honey. I met you when you were mature.
Yeah, I was. Look, she said I was a buck when she met me.
No, yeah. I met you as you matured.
She met me after I matured.
You weren't.
So I had my cornrows and shit. That was another reason that Carrington was attracted to me. Okay? Because I was giving him that thug realness. I was giving him that DC, Maryland flavor. And I'd have on my butter Timberlands and shit. I had just started working out. So my arms and shit were sitting up, and my chest was starting to sit up. It was. She looking at me like, boy, stop. But seriously, yeah, I was.
The way you wanted to be told. There you go, Greg.
I'm telling you. Listen, I was. Listen, Trey Songz who? I'm telling you, I was shutting them down, and I had a nice little goatee. Mm-hmm. So I was 20.
Okay, thank you. The fact that you used 20 to describe your existence.
I was like 26, 27. I was a little hopper. What y'all know about that in Baltimore? I was a little hopper. I was a little hopper at the time. And so he had this booming practice, this dental practice. So, I got him to do my teeth before we were done, right? No, these are my teeth. I'm just playing. But he would clean my teeth and stuff. So, and he whitened them. Somebody thinking I got fake teeth now. But anyway, but I knew I liked him. And so, but I also knew that, because he had a lot going for him, I'm like, okay, I know these kids are all over him. And so what I would do is I would make it my business not to be so forward. So what ended up happening was I would call him sometimes and like, let me tell you. Okay, here's the story I'll tell you. So we were at this party. We were at a party. It was a Cinco de Mayo party, right? And so everything, it was like Cinco de Mayo themed. So like there were margaritas, there were taquitos and just Mexican food and shit, fajitas, burritos. And I had my little cutoff shirt on. I had my jeans on. I had some butter Tims on. I had my cornrows. And I used to take my cornrows out and just let my hair just be all crinkled all. Listen, my hair be all crinkled all over my head, right? So anyway, I met him at this party. So he had asked one of my friends, one of the Hedebrinks, who is that? And my friend was like, oh, that's Craig. And he was like, introduce me. He's like, introduce yourself. So he ended up coming over and asked, introduce himself or whatever. So we started talking. So that was how we met. But I knew that I liked him, and we made plans to have breakfast one morning. He was gonna cook. He was gonna cook breakfast for me one morning. I was gonna go over to his house and he was gonna cook breakfast. Well, he ended up standing me up. Well, when he stood me up, that really allowed me to get hold of my feelings, because like I liked him. But I wasn't gonna fuck it up by calling too much or texting. Text messaging had just started. Isn't it amazing? It seemed like text messaging has always been around, but no, text messaging had just started. This was like 2003. And I think text messaging started like maybe 2001, 2002, whatever. And so the cats meow, baby. And so when he stood me up for breakfast, I said, okay, I got something for this Negro. I ain't calling him first no more. And so I wouldn't call him. I wouldn't initiate a text. I would only return his calls, and I would only return his texts. And it was difficult because I liked him. I definitely liked him. But I was not going to be one of the other little knuckleheads, the other little chicken heads that were chasing him. Oh, no, I'm different. I'm different. You got to know you're different. Say it with me. Different. You have to offer something different. If you want something different, you have to offer something different, right? So, of course, he was used to people just calling him and going out of their way, breaking their neck, trying to get in his good graces. Not the kid. So one day he called me, and I let the shit go to voicemail. That was another thing I would do. You got to let that phone call go to voicemail sometimes. And again, it's not about playing games, but you gotta know how to play the game. Don't play games, but you got to know how to play the game. And so I gave him enough to let him know I was interested, but I wasn't going to be chasing and doing all of that. So like he would call, and this was after he stood me up. I wasn't doing this initially. So like initially, like he'd call, I'd pick up the phone, or I'd call and he picked up the phone or whatever. But once he stood me up that day for breakfast, and the whole story is in the first book. I ain't gonna tell you what happened, but I started to modify my behavior. And so when he would call me, sometimes I'd pick up the phone and I would answer right away. Or sometimes I let it go straight to the voicemail. And then I wouldn't always return his call the same day. Because I'm busy too. I wouldn't be having shit to do. But I would be like, I need the perception to be, oh, he's busy. He got other shit to do. And so I returned his call. And when I knew I had him, when I knew he liked me, one day he called me from his office. Like up to this point, he was always calling me from his cell phone. And then one day he called me from his office phone. And the name of the practice came up on that call ID, and I said, oh, I got him. He's interested. But yeah, he did a no-call, no-show for breakfast. So he had made plans for this breakfast. He told me, he went through the whole menu and everything. What you want for breakfast? What do you eat? What don't you eat? Then, okay, so I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. So it was a holiday weekend. I think it was like Memorial Day, because we met in May of 2003. And so it was Memorial Day. And so he had gone out to the club the night before our breakfast was supposed to happen. And he slept in. And so he never called me. So that was on a Monday. So he didn't call, and I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, well, maybe he lost my number or something. You know what I mean? So I called his cell phone first. I left a message. He didn't return my call. So then I called his house because that's where we were having breakfast. And so he didn't answer. And so that was it. I was not calling back because I didn't call 2 phones. So I'm not calling back. See, some of y'all call too much. And then y'all start looking desperate. So I wasn't calling back. When Tuesday came, the very next day, and I still hadn't heard from him, I deleted his number. See, you got to delete the number before you abuse the number, right? So I deleted the number. Yes, I used to go to the Palace downtown. I write about it in the first book. I think. No, I don't think I wrote about it, but yeah. And so I deleted his number. When I didn't hear from him at all on Monday, I deleted his number. So Tuesday came and went, didn't hear from him. Wednesday came and went, did not hear from him. Thursday evening, he called. Now, mind you, I had deleted the number already. And so I see the number come through, and I didn't have it memorized, but I knew the first 3 digits, so I knew it was him. I knew the number when I saw it. You know how when a number come up, you may not know it to be able to recite it, but when it comes up, you're like, oh, I know that number. So that's how it was. And I was on my way out the door. And so I answered the phone, and the rest of the story is in the first book. So you can read it in there. What's up, Will? All right, so I don't think you guys have any more questions or comments or concerns. All minds are at peace. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end this conversation for tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and head home. I got to turn my flashlight on my phone on because it's just like, it's pitch black in the house. Like, it's disgusting. I cannot believe I'm going 3 whole days without power. Again, I want to thank you guys for listening to the podcast. We have reached a milestone, 10,000 listens. Like, that's really dope, especially since I started May 1st. And I took off for like 5 weeks. So we went from like May 1st to like mid-July or something like that, or end of July, like the 3rd week in July. And I took off all of August, and then I didn't come back until September 4th with T.S. Madison. So she and I text today, actually. So we've been talking about getting together next week. So hopefully that can happen. I'll keep you posted. But this coming Monday, my aunt Gloria is on the podcast. Listen, I didn't even know what description to put in the for iTunes and in all them places that it is, Spotify. I didn't even know what description to put because when I tell you she's a fucking riot, ghetto, but she's my favorite aunt. Like, she's hilarious. Bianca, I'm glad you learned a lot tonight. Have you started reading your books, Bianca? So while you writing that, so when I was dating the dentist, I wouldn't let him clean my teeth at first. Because, you know, when you go to the dentist, like, that's really personal. But it's cool when it's somebody that you don't know. You don't care if a stranger is looking at your teeth because you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? But here was this guy that I was dating. Of course, you know, it's just like if you're dating someone and they're a contractor. Of course, he gonna, you know, do some little work around your house if you need work done around your house. Well, the same kind of thing. He said, well, come to the office so I can clean your teeth. And I was like, no, I don't want you to clean my teeth. And I needed to go to have my teeth cleaned. It was definitely time for me to have my teeth cleaned. And I was just like, no, I'm not for that. He's like, why not? I said, because I don't want you all in my teeth. And if I have plaque, I don't want you. I don't want you looking all in my teeth. And he's like, oh, come on. So I wouldn't do it at first, right? And then a couple of my friends or family or somebody was like, has he cleaned your teeth yet? And I'm like, no, I ain't letting him clean my teeth. And they'd be like, you crazy. I'd let him clean my teeth. I'd get my teeth whitened. And of course, everybody was like, you should get some veneers and just all that kind of crazy shit. And so I did talk to him about veneers. And he was like, it's not a good idea to get veneers because you should keep as much of your original teeth cavity as possible. Because as you get older, you need that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your gums start to recede and, you know, shit like that. So he's like, no, you don't. Because when you get veneers, I don't know if you know this, but they shave down your actual tooth. And they, you know, they put this little veneer, this little cover. So he's like, no, we're not going to do that. He said, but I'll clean your teeth and I'll whiten them. So he whitened my teeth. And then, of course, after I was comfortable with him looking in my mouth, child, we could be at home on a regular Tuesday. And I'd be like, babe, can you floss my teeth? And I'd be laying all on his lap and I'd hand him the floss. He's like, are you serious? He's like, no. I'm like, come on, floss my teeth. And I'd hand him the floss. I'd lay my head on his lap and he would floss my teeth. Oh, God. I sure did. I thought I was going to say something else to you guys, but I think I just lost it. It must not have been important, though. He was in my mouth to clean my teeth. What do you mean? And to kiss me and stuff. I give good kisses. Where is my wine? Now, let me see if y'all remember. Let me see if y'all remember certain things. What's that? What's that? What's that? So does he live in what? Hey, Tony. I don't know what Story Corpse is. Story Crops. I don't know what that is. What's that? That is not butt cheek. What is that? What did I say this was? Oh my God. Y'all not paying attention. The butt sniffer. And that's what you do to get them ready when you about to when you about to tap that thing or about to taste that thing. And then what's this? I can't do it right now because I'm holding the phone. I don't have my apparatus. What's the yes, the butt check, Carla. What's this though? Yes, Marika, the tester. But what is this? Gathering. You got to gather a bitch. Did y'all gather anybody this week? Did you have to gather anybody today? So look, LaTanya Miles told me that at her job, she got people doing this thing. Or did I have, I don't know how they, but anyway, at her job, they doing this, gather. I had to gather her. Yes, Carolyn, to get it ready. Y'all are a fucking mess. Tracy, now where did you have to go? You just left and came back. Where did you go? Y'all so silly. What is that? TJ Jackson? Is that what that is? Y'all are so creative with y'all names and stuff. T''J''AI'. TJ. Jacqueline, now she coming back. Jackie, where'd you go and come back? No other questions or concerns? No more advice? Nobody needs any advice? Any last questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. What time is it, please? Oh. What time? What time is it? Y'all don't know what time it is? Yes, I'm on here live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. So that means it's 10:27 my time. Okay, thanks, Stephen and Levi. Okay, thank you. Tiffany, put your stories in. Tiffany, I don't know what you're talking about. No. Mm-mm. I'm I'm coming to Baltimore. We want another story. Tiffany want another story. I'm coming. I'll be in Houston next week. I'll be in Baltimore next month. I'll be in Baltimore. Marika, I'll be in Baltimore October 30th through November 5th. October 30th through November 5th. Marika, are you still there? Is your Obama phone still working? They don't really hold a charge long. Marika. Marika. Are you there? Jackie, I don't have an event in Baltimore. So that's what I was just about to ask Marika. I was going to see. Look at Marika talking about he coming in November, but he has shit to do. Who is Bobby? Oh, you talking about Bobby down in am I shading the kids, Holman? Bobby in Houston? No, I've never messed around with Bobby. Let me tell you something, Tiffany. All of the gays don't sleep with every person that they know, okay? I am not one of those people that feel, like I just had this conversation with the guy the other day in Trader Joe's. Remember Trader Joe's? Shady boots. So the guy in Trader Joe's, I told him, because he's new to the community, right? He's new to the community. So I told him, I said, listen, you don't have to sleep with every guy that you find attractive, right? So Marika, I'm going to be in Baltimore, you know that, October 30th through November 5th. Maybe I could do a little reading. Who all is in here from Baltimore? Who all is in here from Baltimore? Tiffany, it did not sound like me and Bobby slept together. Girl, cut it out. Who is she reaching? Ugh. Oh, negative Nancy. Tell me it just sound like we could have slept together. Shauna, you got the books already. Jackie, I think you kind of got the books. I don't really know. So I'll be in Baltimore, so it would be nice if I could do a reading up there. Stephen, you're in Baltimore too? Tony? Stephen and Tony, do you have the books? I don't want to come to read to a bunch of people who got the books already. I need to read to some new bitches. And I mean bitches in a wonderful way. I need to read to some new people who don't have the books. New Jersey, I've done New Jersey once. That was Union, New Jersey. But that was a few years ago. I need to do New Jersey again. Bianca, you have any places there I could do a reading? Any suggestions? Tony, you don't have either of the books? Tony, you don't have either. Oh, my God. Stephen. You see that, Marika? Stephen doesn't have the books. Tony doesn't have the books. Tony and Stephen. I write about Park Heights. I write about Mondawmin. I write about Club Buns. Stephen, where did you see me in Baltimore? I write about Owens Mills Mall. I used to go into the little magazine store up there on the second level. And I used to open up their little dirty magazines and look at the dirty men, the little nasty men in Black Inches. What y'all know about Black Inches magazine? What y'all know about Black Inches magazine? Now they quiet. The gays quiet. Now the ladies may not know about Black Inches. But the gays definitely know about Black Inches magazine. Yeah, Carolyn, I don't expect the ladies to know about black interest, but the gays in here. Oh, that's Steven. I didn't realize that's Steven. I'm sorry. Thank you, Tony. Tony, there are 2 books. He said he was gonna order the book. That's singular. I need you to put an S on that books so it could be plural. Okay, I didn't know that was that same Steven. I got it, Marika. Got it. She's so cantankerous. Oh, there's a word for you. Why are you so cantankerous? She all angry and stuff. Oh yeah, everybody was talking about how they didn't like the man that was on the podcast talking about lead. Tony, are you registered for the podcast? It's free. You know the name of the podcast, Tony? Carla is still petitioning for me to read from book number 2. You want me to read from book number 2 right now? Girl, y'all overdue. Y'all past y'all time. Let's talk about who's going to set up a reading for when I come to Baltimore between October 30th and November 5th. Tony, you heard the podcast, but have you subscribed? It's free. No, they don't sell black inches anymore. Yes, Aaron, it's called So Much to Say podcast. Oh, Tiffany think I'm about to read from book number 3. She says she don't have no damn cantankerous. Oh, read from book number 3 when I come home, Carla. Oh, thank you, Tony, for subscribing. Marika, Carla, you just subscribed today? Well, I appreciate it. Better late than never. Jackie and Marika, y'all know each other? I need to do a book reading in Baltimore. It's supposed to be the city that reads, but them Negroes don't read. When I tell you that's the hardest place to sell books, damn Baltimore. It wasn't nobody but Kurt Schmoke, the former mayor, that said that Baltimore was the city that reads. Baltimore's the city that nods. That was shady. Now that was shady. Baltimore, the city that reads. Yeah, they read all right. Tony, you don't even have the books. Don't tell me that y'all read. You don't even have my books yet. You see they ain't mentioned no venue yet for a reading. Brent, you haven't ordered book number 2 yet. Now I sent you that free one because you won a little trivia in here one night. But the deal was you supposed to order the second book. I've never thought about doing a children's book. Part two to the Baltimore podcast is this coming Monday. That's the one with my aunt. She talks about a woman that got killed on her street. Baltimore is like Beirut. Oh, so Marika, you saying do a reading at Carla's house? Is it cold on here tonight, Carolyn? Where does Carla live? Because I can't be getting shot trying to come to do no reading. Oh, God. Oh, God. Where does Carla live? Girl, you live in the hood? She must live off of Pulaski and Stricker. Oh, my God. Well, do you have friends that read? I can't be showing up with my books and everything. She has nice furniture. Am I on fire, Levi? She got nice furniture. But does she have friends that can read? You at MLK in Saratoga? That's down there where the projects were. So what date are we going to do the reading in Baltimore? Let me just entertain them for a second, because I ain't about to fool with them. I've been to ship the books up there, and it'd be me, her, and Marika sitting in the damn house on her nice furniture. Y'all play too much. Oh, and Shauna. It'd be me, Shauna, Marika, and Carla sitting on her nice furniture. She talking about she leave on the 3rd. Where you going on the 3rd? I still ain't got an answer to the question. Do you have friends that read? Steven said he'll be there. Do you have friends that read? Oh, Jackie, she'll be there. So it's a bunch of people who's coming that already got the books. I can talk to y'all on here. Why I got to come over to the house to talk to y'all if y'all already got the books? Tony talking about he'll attend the reading. Who else gonna come to the reading? Marika reads. Y'all don't have friends? Marika and Carla? Oh, God. I try so hard to work with black people. I think January 1st, I want all white friends. January 1st, 2018, I need all white friends. Oh, God. Marika, you know Tony? Marika, you know Tony too? Maybe Bianca will come down from New Jersey, but she already got both of the books, so we don't need her to come either. I need more than just the four people. Tony talking about he can bring some folk. I need folk that got $20 and who gonna read. Thank you, Carolyn. Say it again. Say it for the people in the back. I need potential buyers. I don't just need people standing around eating up the shit that we supply in the wine and shit. Marika said she don't know Tony, but she know he lying. Here you go, Carla. So, Carla, are you opening your house to have this reading or what? I ain't fooling with y'all. That means I'm going to have to ship the books up there. Cash in hand, right, Bianca? And no, I don't take no damn EBT. Well, if you got $40 in cash, $40 in EBT, I'll take it for a $20 book. But I'm going to need your PIN number. Yeah, but I don't want you just inviting regular, anybody, Marika. I need people who are voracious readers, like people who are hungry to read, and people who can be like, well, what kind of book is it? And I need somebody who's really interested in getting the books. Yeah, I'm gonna need the EBT and PIN number, but I'm gonna need $40 in EBT because the book is $20. You know how that goes. I'll save my thought. All right, look like y'all losing y'all zeal. How many people for the reading? It'll be nice to have at least 20. I mean, does her place hold that many people? What kind of house is this? Is this like a little townhouse? Is it a little starter house? What? We don't want to crowd the people. Don't invite them. Don't invite them. Look at Shauna. I can work on a locale. She's trying to talk all high society. Listen to her. I can work on a locale. Marika already said about 20 people, at least 20 people. 20 people. And we can have a conversation. And I'll walk in so y'all can see how I walk and stuff. I should have never told y'all that. Y'all don't have like no little. Yes, 20 people that don't have the books. Thank you, Carolyn. Damn. She the only one that seems like she working. Carolyn, maybe I should come down to Dallas. Carla then got real quiet. You done volunteered that lady's house. She probably ain't paid her mortgage yet. Oh my God. Carolyn, I wish I knew you when I was down there. I was in Dallas last year for the symposium. Because the symposium that I'm doing in Houston, remember I told you it's a book club out of Dallas, out of Houston, out of LA, and they rotate cities. So last year it was in Dallas. The year before that it was in Maryland because there was a book club from Maryland, but they broke off now. Next year it's going to be in LA. So next year I'm going to go to LA for the symposium. So they rotate. Marika, you just have no patience. Like it just, I mean, did I do all of that when you couldn't figure out how to change your Facebook thing from the little people to the globe? Did I do that? She been on Facebook since they started the shit, since Zuckerberg started, and she couldn't even figure out how to change her privacy setting. But she gonna try to get all short-tempered and short-patient in here. Is there anything that y'all want me to do on this podcast? Is there a conversation that you'd like for me to have? Or a topic? I have one coming up for divorce, which I'm really interested in. I want to do one on gentrification. Because it's not just that white folks are taking over our city or our neighborhoods. Some of y'all giving away y'all properties and shit. You know, it's like white folks come, they offer y'all $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, and y'all just take that little money and then they flip your house and make it a $300,000 house. Gay adoption is coming up on September 25th. That's a good one. Trans girls being murdered. I had somebody that was going to come on the podcast that lives around the corner from Angela. Her grandmother was born in the house. Her grandmother is 91 years old. She was born in the house. So she's always been in the house. And so that house hasn't been updated. But like Angela's house is a new house. And like, you know, in this neighborhood is newer houses, but it's still sprinkled with old houses like that particular house. And so they've been trying to buy this woman's house forever. And she won't sell it. And I wanted her granddaughter to come on and talk about it. Yeah, that's the girl that was killed, but I think you're spelling her name wrong. I think. So they're trying to buy this lady's house, and she doesn't want to sell it. And part of the reason that white folks have been able to gentrify certain black neighborhoods is because one, we sometimes we get in a bind, we get in a crunch, and we end up selling the house for next to nothing. But then also sometimes the taxes go up, the property tax, and we don't always have the money for the property tax, and so then they end up taking it that way too. So this lady has a freeze on her taxes because she's an older woman. And once you're a senior citizen, you may not know this. Once you're a senior citizen, you can have your taxes frozen so they don't keep going up every year, right? So if you got somebody in your family that needs to have their taxes or their property tax frozen, look into that. Boondocks about niggas. What? Tiffany, I'm going to need you to write in full sentences. Girl, how did you become a teacher? I'm just playing. But I do need full sentences. Yes, the girl in the freezer in Chicago. That's what I thought Marika was talking about. I did hear about that. It was a black girl. Yes, in Texas the taxes are exempt. When I was there the last time, Bobby was telling me that once you reach, I think 65, is it 65, Carolyn? You don't have to pay any more taxes. You don't have to pay any more property tax. So that's another reason why a lot of people retire in Texas. Hey, Stacy. Long time no see. I know you weren't here yesterday for a minute. And speaking of property tax, remember my little friend down in Houston? Also, if you're disabled or senior citizen, you don't have to pay property tax in Texas. That's dope. So, speaking of property tax, that expensive ass house he got, that property tax about $30,000. That's a good one, Tiffany. The image of how television shows view Black America. How television views Black America. That's part of a series that I've been doing called The Renaissance of Black Television. So I have a podcast that's coming up where we're talking about that. We're talking about Insecure, the TV show. We talk about Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Blackish. We talk about different shows because right now we really are living in the renaissance of black television. Like, there are more black television shows on the air right now than any other time in history. And they're shows with black people leading. You know, they're playing like the lead character. But there are some critics. And that show is going to come up. I don't know when I'm going to air it. It was supposed to air like in the next couple of weeks. But I think I was telling you guys before, sometimes I'll do a podcast and I love it so much that I move it up. And so I want you to hear it like immediately. So even though it's already recorded, we call it, that particular show is called The Social Responsibility of the Arts. So we talk about if there's a responsibility. Like I was telling you last night when I watched Insecure, how they say nigga so much on there. And when it comes to like Scandal or Insecure or How to Get Away with Murder, these people fucking, but ain't anybody using no condom. They ain't said nothing about no condom. That's a good one too, Carolyn, how straight guys use trans men. I want to bring another trans person on to talk about that. I don't really think anything about 45 not allowing gays in the military. Not because I don't have a concern about that, but because it's just evident that he's just trying to undo everything that Obama did. But he's doing it without any type of just cause. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing it without any type of better idea. So, I mean, that's just some of white shit. That's just some of white people shit. Stacy, if you click on the notifications up there, it'll tell you when I go live. But I go live every night, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So Stacy, every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be right here. Now I'm at my friend Angela's house because my power is still out. That bitch Irma must have come to my house and just spent the night because my bedroom was a mess too. I got clothes everywhere. So I think she spent the night and I just didn't realize it. Why all of the big singers dying from drugs? That's a good one. Why aren't black people getting married? Here's the conversation that I want to have. Why are black people leaving the church? Why are millennials leaving the church? That's a good conversation. So you're in California, Stacy. That's 3 hours behind. So that would be 6 p.m. your time when I go live. Angela went upstairs to take her shower and got into bed here. Who got a lot of feedback, Levi? Well, you know, speaking of Brent, speaking of big singers that die from drugs. Yes, because church is a business. Marika just joined the conversation again. I think her Obama phone lost signal. I think it dropped out and it's back. But Stacy, that's just Monday through Friday. Now, don't be over here looking for me at 9 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. Well, let me tell you about Whitney. I don't know if you guys saw the documentary. Did you guys see the documentary? Can I Be Me? It was a really good documentary. It's on Showtime. Now, Marika, they do have a 7-day free trial. Marika, they have a 7-day free trial on Showtime. And this documentary on Whitney was just, it was spectacular. Oh, yes. Stephen, Issa Rae did say, as far as, because she heard the feedback that people were giving about the show and how they weren't using condoms and stuff on the show. So they're going to incorporate that into the show next season. So, yeah, I think that's really great that they are going to make it a conversation piece. I haven't had one on mental illness. I wanted to do one on mental illness. Oh, now see, y'all getting me to talk again. I was supposed to do one on mental illness. There's a guy that lives here. He's gay, and he's bipolar. And so he was going to come on and talk about being bipolar. Well, he got all of his feelings about something because I didn't return his call. This is about something completely different. And I didn't return his... Well, I did return his call, but he didn't see that I had returned his call. And so he said, well, I guess you just... Because he had stopped me one day in the gym and told me that he was interested in writing a book and he wanted... And when people do that, I don't always take them seriously because I get inbox messages. In fact, while we were sitting here talking, I got a message that came through and I could see the first few lines and it said, how do you start writing a book and da-da-da-da. My answer to that is simple. You just start writing. There is no rhyme or reason to it. You just got to start writing. And so, no, Marika, I did not see Sinead O'Connor on Dr. Phil. Now, can I finish my sentence? So, he had stopped me one day in the book, in the gym, and was like, hey, I really would like to talk to you, you know, about what you're doing. And, you know, so basically he was trying to, you know, do a book. And I said, okay, cool. So I had seen like different posts on his social media where he talked about mental illness. And I liked the way he phrased certain things. So I felt like he could at least write. So I was like, okay, cool. So I took his number. I gave him my number. And so when he first reached out to me, he called me. I was at dinner with some people. And so I text him and I said, hey, I can't answer right now. I'm at dinner, but I'll call you back. So sure enough, I called him later. I got his voicemail. And so I left a message. So then I want to say he called me back, but I was asleep. I was asleep. And so I didn't get the message. I didn't get the call. So then he sends me a text and says, oh, well, I guess you decided that you really didn't want to talk to me. Like, why y'all jump to conclusions? Why do y'all do that shit? Why the fuck do y'all do that? Just because I couldn't talk when you were ready to talk. I am so clear about who I am. If I didn't want to talk to you, I would have told you when you stopped me in the gym. Yeah, no, I'm not. That's not my ministry. I'm not here to try to help you. Like, that's not even who I am. I don't mind helping anybody. But like, I was so mad. So then I thought about it. I said, well, he is bipolar, and I'm being serious. I'm not even trying to be funny about that. I thought about it. I said, well, he is bipolar, so maybe he kind of tripping because, maybe he in his feelings. And so I screenshot an actual phone call that I had placed to him. I said, actually, I did call you back. I said, and you didn't answer the phone. And then I screenshot where I had placed the call to him. And he was like, oh, my bad, I didn't see that. So then I got real corporate on his ass, since you want to try me. I was like, well, quite frankly, I don't mind helping you or helping anybody. I said, but what you have to understand is this is my time. I said, and I can't stop and go to lunch with everybody that talk about they want to write a book. That's A. B, every time I go to lunch, that's my time. And then I'm spending my money to have lunch with you, to talk to you. And my thing is, what you should do is say, hey, can I take you to lunch or can I take you to dinner? Because that's the least you should do. And that's what I would do. That's the least you should do when somebody's trying to offer you their intellectual property. Angela, you ain't had no shower yet. She up there watching Greenleaf. Angela, they were like, well, where's Angela? Where'd she go? I said, she upstairs. So I was just like, okay, first of all, that had nothing to do with me, because I really did try to contact him, because I really thought I thought his story had purpose. Because how often do you hear about a gay person saying publicly in a book? I ain't never heard no book with no black gay person talking about they got bipolar disorder. So I was really interested in helping him and telling him, how to do it. And so, but then when he tried to act like I was trying to handle him in some kind of way, I was like, boy, first of all, so since you want to be slick at the mouth, you let me know when you want to take me to lunch or dinner, and then I will come with you. I said, because quite frankly, I usually charge a consultation fee. But see, the story that he'll tell people is, oh, that motherfucker, he'll be telling people that I think I'm all that. And that. See, he ain't going to tell the part how he tripped out, because, that's how y'all do. But whatever. He knows what happened. So I really do want to do a podcast about mental illness. He was supposed to come on the show to talk about mental illness. But I'll find somebody else to do it. But I do have a guy that's supposed to come on and talk about depression and suicide. Like, he's had suicidal thoughts. A black guy. But I think he's kind of getting cold feet because he hasn't really tried to... He hasn't really tried to make good on his promise to come and do the book, to do the podcast. Happy belated birthday, Stacy. Okay, so let me come back to the celebrities that die. So well, Marika, we can talk about that when I come up there, okay? So this documentary with Whitney Houston called "Can I Be Me?" In this documentary, it was like never before seen footage. They said in this documentary that she had actually overdosed when they were taping "Waiting to Exhale." Now, I had never heard that. And when I tell you I was so shocked. I have a conversation coming up about drugs in the gay community and how the gay boys are really making cocaine and meth popular again. That's in the same podcast with the gay rape and the gay sexual assault. So that's coming up. I may put that up. I don't know what it's coming up. It's coming up like October. It's coming up like that first Monday in October, I think it is. About drug abuse in the gay community. I was in this restaurant here in Atlanta. I think I said it on the podcast. I haven't said it to you guys. It's on that podcast that's coming up. And I was in a restaurant here in Atlanta. And I had gone into the restroom. That's all I had to say about Whitney. She overdosed when they were taping Bodyguard. I mean, not Bodyguard, Waiting to Exhale. And they were basically saying in the documentary that she overdosed. She really died from a broken heart because she was really she was at least bisexual. They were saying she was at least bisexual or gay because she was dating this woman, Robin, who was a lesbian, the girl that she grew up with, and they had this long-term relationship, and it just wasn't proper for her image. Her mother was steeped in the church and did not like the girl Robin because I believe the mother knew that they were together. And Robin was with them up until the point where she and Bobby got married. She was with them then. And then they went on tour and everything. And she left, the girl Robin left one of the tours that Whitney did. And that was when she really started taking the drugs, like really, really heavily. But they were saying in the documentary that, which you guys have already heard by now, Whitney was already using cocaine before she met Bobby. Bobby was not using cocaine. Bobby's drug of choice was alcohol. And Whitney wasn't drinking. Whitney was using coke. So then once they got together, there was like this codependent kind of dysfunctional relationship. So what ended up happening was Bobby started using cocaine and Whitney started drinking. So there was like this, so they both were like doing the same thing. But when I lived in LA, I rented this place, but there was another girl who was renting in the same place where I lived. She worked at the hotel where Whitney died, the Beverly Hilton. The Beverly Hills Hilton. And so she was working at the front desk, the girl that that lived in the same house. And when Whitney died, this girl didn't come home for like two or 3 days because the hotel had the employees on lockdown. Because like TMZ and all of these tabloid journalists were like outside of the hotel trying to get the employees to tell them like some kind of a scoop. So like they had this meeting and shit at work where they told them not to talk to anybody. If they talked to any of the journalists, they could be fired. But this girl was saying that TMZ and like the different magazines were offering like $25,000 for like information on what had happened. And she said it was so crazy because like when the news broke that Whitney died, that radio stations from around the world would just call the front desk and say, "Hi, can I get Whitney Houston's room, please?" Knowing she had already died. But they were hoping that one of the employees would say, "Oh, she actually passed." Hoping they were going to slip up and they'd be on the radio live, hoping that one of the employees were going to catch something or say something so they could catch a soundbite. So that was that. Wasn't I about to tell another story? What was the other story I was about to tell and I came back to Whitney? Y'all don't even remember. I was about to tell another story. And I came back to Whitney. Y'all don't remember? Oh, yes, when I went to the restaurant. All right, Levi, you better be on it. Okay, so the gays and the cocaine and the meth. So it's becoming like this. It's really popular like now. Like so on the podcast that's coming up, I'll let you know when it's gonna drop. But we talk about that and the sexual abuse or rape, gay rape. And so I was in a restaurant here in Atlanta, and I had gone in. I had to pee, and so these two black gay guys came out of a stall. And they came out the stall like this. And they were looking at each other like one guy was wiping the other guy's nose. And they were like looking like, you know how you check somebody's face for them or whatever? So they were like looking at each other, wiping each other's nose. And then they walked over. I'm at the mirror at this point washing my hands. Or I'm at the sink washing my hands. So they come up beside me and they both looking at the mirror doing like this. And then they go disappear back into the restaurant. I was blown away. I was just like, oh my God. Did that just happen? But it's so rampant now. It's almost like, it's like this resurgence. It's almost like it's popular and it's like fashionable now to like be on cocaine. That's another reason why I'm single. Like you got to sift through all that kind of bullshit. I can't be fucking no crackhead, no cokehead. Amen. So that's the last story I had. I was going to tell you about this other documentary I saw called The Defiant Ones with Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine was the head of like Interscope Records. He's a white Italian guy. And remember, they partnered together to do Beats by Dre, the headphones. So there's a documentary called The Defiant Ones. And it's really good. But I'll tell you guys about that another day because it's a lot to talk about. So I'm about to get off of here now. Oh, I got a little bit of wine left. Tiffany, I'm not about to be out no rappers that are gay. She talking about what about all these rappers that are gay? What was good, Jackie? I'm gonna tell you what I realized years ago. It's not my responsibility to out people. You know, I remember back in the day, everybody wanted Queen Latifah to come out, admit that she was gay. Everybody wanted MC Lyte to come out. Now she done went and got married to some man. I told you were gonna like it, Marika. Everybody wanted MC Lyte to come out. Because remember, it ain't just the men that are closeted now. Y'all always want to ride the men that are closeted, but it's also some women that be closeted and living on the DL. Amen. But I retired from trying to push people to come out the closet or trying to tell people, oh, well, you know he's gay or you know she's gay. I don't focus on that. I just simply celebrate those of us that are courageous enough to live our truth. So, you know, yes, the Defiant Ones was good. Yes, Jackie. But yeah, so that's the documentary I was just telling you guys about with Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre. It's like a 4-part. I don't think it's 5 parts, but I think it was 4 parts. And it was really good. And each episode was like, I think it was like an hour and a half or something like that. But anyway, so I don't focus on who's closeted and who's undercover. I'm not interested in them. Tyler Perry, Kirk Franklin, Donnie McClurkin, Kurt Carr and the Carr Singers or whatever they call, Hezekiah Walker, Ricky Dillard, all them gospel girls. Like, I'm not interested in that because my thing is, did I just kind of do it though? What's the other one's name? Yes, indeed, Kendall. What's the other one's name? Dietrich Haddon. what's his name? He sings Donald Lawrence, him. You know what I'm saying? And Donnie McClurkin walking around here talking about he's been delivered. Oh, Miss Donnie, please, Miss Donnie, girl. Hey, girl, hey. That's one of me and my friend. Hey, girl, hey. Oh, Miss McClurkin. Because I can tell you, yeah, I done heard stories about Miss McClurkin. But, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't just them. It ain't just the gospel. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just the gospel kids. You know, Tyler Perry went out and got this baby through this artificial insemination, I'm sure. And got y'all thinking that he's straight, trying to throw y'all off. I shouldn't have said that. But I said it. Right, they just lying about stuff. Can you just live your truth? Just live your truth. And see, that's why you got these gay men around here losing their minds and marrying these women and thinking they can pray it away. Because y'all sitting here shucking and jiving and lying and pretending like y'all ain't out here sucking dick. I'm looking at the audience. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, cut it out. Eddie Long, rest in peace. He was another one. Leading the damn gay pride bash. He down here, Eddie Long, down here leading the protests against gay rights and gay marriage and shit. And here you out here fucking around with these teenage boys on these private planes. I knew about that back in 2002. Do you hear me? I ain't gonna tell y'all what Tyler Perry told me. I deleted that out of the first book. My mother was like, you better take that shit out of the book. He gonna sue you. But I didn't take it out of the book because I was afraid about him suing me. Because I ain't got shit for you to take. Not for him to take. But I took it out because it is not my job as a writer to use words to hurt people. And me putting what he and I talked about in that book, that first book, would not have moved my story forward. T.D. Jakes. How you doing? Usher. Puffy. Maxwell. I done heard a few things about Trey Songz too. I'm just saying. Well, Carolyn, y'all can have Birdman. I'm not interested in Birdman. I've heard about Tank too. Yeah. Kenny Lattimore. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. Miss Lattimore. Ooh. These seats are so hard. Y'all can have Rick Ross too. I ain't never heard that about him. But if he is, y'all can keep him. But you know, I just feel like that's that foolishness of church. It's like, you know, y'all walking around here making people think that you done prayed your sexuality away. That's like me saying I'm going to pray away to being black. That's like me praying, come on, saints, where y'all at? Now challenge me on this. That's like if I say, oh, okay, I'm going to pray to wake up tomorrow as a white person. Since white people have it so easy here, they ain't getting shot and killed by the cops. So I'm going to go ahead and pray to be white. Wait a minute. Marika said, oh, yeah, I heard about Miss Songs and Miss Kenny. Oh, my God. Carla, girl, I didn't know you were still in here. Girl, she disappeared when we were talking about doing that reading at her house. Now she back. That lets you know she don't really want us to do a reading at her house. But yeah, so it's just like, you know, y'all need to cut that out. You know, you got these people thinking that they can pray the gay away. Oh, Carla, you went and washed that cat. She went to plosh that cat in the shower. You know, Marika, I was just about to say Andrew Caldwell. You know, That's another one. That little woman. Like, it's like, just stop. Just be who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just live your truth. Exactly. And it doesn't mean that I could pray for the rest of the day. I could pray every day for the rest of my life to wake up tomorrow as a white person. It doesn't mean that prayer doesn't work. It just means that you have to adjust to the life that God gave you. That's a line from my stage play, A Day in the Life. And that's the truth, because, in fact, that was what I told Gladys when I first told her, because she was on the phone acting all woe was me and sad and shit when I told her. And I'm like, girl, look, this is what it is. I did say Usher. We were out one night. I ain't even going to tell y'all that story. Let me leave that alone. I'm going to leave that Usher story alone. He got enough on him right now with this herpes thing. And y'all should be ashamed of yourself, shaming that man because he had herpes. You know how many people have herpes? You know how many people have herpes? Some of y'all might have herpes. And I ain't being funny, but, you know. All right, Stacy. But yeah, you know, we shouldn't be shaming that boy because he got herpes. Like, that don't make no sense. A lot of the people that were shaming him got herpes because that shit is rampant. Now, I've never had an STD, and I'm not trying to throw no shade. I'm just saying. I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying subliminally, oh, this nigga got herpes, so that's why he defending Usher. So, no, I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it's a shame. You shouldn't shame somebody because they, you know, because he possibly has herpes. Now, I don't know if he got herpes or not. But I'm just saying. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself making them memes and things. So one night, I'm going to tell y'all the Usher story tomorrow. We got to say something for tomorrow. So remind me tomorrow to tell you about the Usher story, okay? Now, I may not want to tell it, though, because I didn't have any wine. I may not have any wine tomorrow. Exactly, LaTracy. That's why you use condoms. And here's the other thing. A condom ain't going to protect crabs. Because your nuts be hanging down and you got hair down there. And, you know, your skin can so the crabs can get you. Genital warts can get you. Because that's just skin rubbing up against each other. So even if you use a condom, that ain't going to help you. Right. So, you know, we got to be better about that. But, you know, this whole sexuality thing, it's just a mess. You know, like, you got these people thinking or feeling like they can't live their truth. Because they telling you, Donnie McClurkin especially, walking around here telling people that he done prayed it away. God delivered him. Knowing damn well at night he's sweating and carrying on watching gay porn. He's sitting at home, probably with some boy, some man, trying to act like he talking about he gonna get married. Did he get married yet? Remember he was talking about he was gonna get married? Did he get married yet? Where the wife? Where the woman? Tyler Perry sat on Oprah talking about he was gonna get married. Talking about he wasn't ready to get married yet because he had put all his clothes in the other closet. Now what straight man gonna sit on national daytime television talking about he didn't get married because he needed the closet space? What? That's something a gay man would say. Tyler does have a son. I think he had artificial insemination, though. Who got married? Donnie McClurkin did not get married to a woman. Did Donnie McClurkin got married to a woman? Well, even if he is married, so was Rocky. And I used to stab Rocky. What did I say stab was? What's stab? Right. Rock Hudson was another one. White guy. Actor, back in the day. Donnie may have gotten married, but guess what? Rocky was married too, and I used to stab him. Was stabbed. Tyler Perry did not get married. Jackie, get off of here with that wrong information. Yes. Right, from the behind, fucking, penetrating. I used to stab Rocky. Rocky was married. So even if Donnie did get married. But Tyler ain't married. Tyler is not married. But going all the way back to James Cleveland, gospel star. He was another one doing the same thing Eddie Long was doing with them little boys. In fact, if you Google James Cleveland, if you think I'm lying, Google it. James Cleveland used to adopt children. He used to adopt little boys. Rocky is the married guy that I was dealing with that's in the second book. James Cleveland used to adopt these children. So let me go back. Eddie Long he started this Longfellow Academy, is what he called it. Eddie Long used this Longfellow Academy it was supposed to be a mentoring program and to give young black men direction, and it was supposed to expose them to travel and whatever. Long story short, it was a pipeline for molestation, ultimately. James Cleveland did something similarly back in the day. Now, James Cleveland is dead and gone. James Cleveland had a music program, and I can't remember what it was called. But his was supposed to be for young boys who had an interest in music and gospel music and playing. Good luck. It was another pipeline for molestation. Well, James Cleveland used to adopt boys. Like through adoption. Well, one of the boys came out and said that he was being molested by James Cleveland, and that James Cleveland passed away from complications with AIDS. Complications of AIDS. Google it. You think I'm lying? Google it. I ain't gonna give you no wrong shit. See, look, LaTracy said James Cleveland died from AIDS. That's exactly, you picking up what I'm putting down. So he was molesting this boy. Well, the boy ended up contracting HIV. And he ended up getting a settlement. He had gotten a settlement from suing him. Okay? So my point is, like, what, I just feel like the church as an institution owes gay people an apology. They need to just come out and say, you know what, we've been wrong. We've been saying all of these years, knowing full well that this is a part of who you are. You can't pray this or what. Like, they just need, because I mean, how many priests have molested boys? How many pastors, how many ministers, how many rabbis have molested little boys or have been gay? I'm not saying that they all molest, but I'm saying how many have been gay? So why y'all sitting here telling us that we gotta, this can't be our reality, that we gotta purge ourselves from this? Like, cut that shit out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at the whole gospel industry, and I'm sure I left some of the children out. Who did I leave out? Who did I leave out? I said about everyone that I could think of. There's another one. His name is Ernest somebody. I met him down in Louisiana when I was down there for the Essence Festival. He just got caught in some scandal with some boy, I think out in the park or woods or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about? His name is Ernest Pugh. Come on, Stephen. Ernest Pugh. That's it. Google Ernest Pugh, for those of you who don't know. You think I'm sitting here lying to you. I ain't going to lie to you. Now, I ain't going to steer you wrong. He was another one. But all of the gay kids, you know what I think happens is, I think that gay men have such a strong relationship with the church because it's, on some level, they believe that if they are indebted to the church, or if they live a life of service to the church, being on the usher board, being a part of the deacons board, being a minister of music, being in the choir, I think that they think in exchange they'll be delivered. Not be delivered, but they'll get salvation, that God will spare them. Because there are a lot of gay men that believe that they're destined to hell. And so I think a lot of people, a lot of gay men live this life of service to the church because they think that they'll be spared and they'll be given salvation for being this gay person. Because it ain't nothing worse than sitting in a church. I ain't been to church in a while. I pray every night, but I ain't been to church in a while. Because I just ain't for the foolishness. But it is something to see when you were sitting in a church. And it's been years since I've seen this happen, because once I got clear about who I was, I refused to sit in the church and listen to a pastor say all that foolishness about I'm going to hell. I ain't listening to that. Because I know now you're preaching from a place of flesh. You ain't preaching from the spirit. But it is something to hear, something to see when a bunch of gay men jump up and praising and shouting when he started talking about the gays and homosexuality. Y'all jumping up and applauding that? Like, what's wrong with y'all? That's about the most dysfunctional kind of relationship. So you like being abused. And then you're going to pull out your checkbook or drop your cash in the bucket. Not the kid. Not the kid. All right. My butt is tired. Sitting on this stool. I'm tired of holding this phone. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. Listen, these sessions are only going to be an hour, okay? Trust me. It's only because... I'm sounding like Ned the Wino. It's only because I'm sitting over here and I ain't got no power, okay? If I had power, I'd have been gone. I'd have been said good night and good luck. But I hope my power will be on tomorrow. I might need to set up a GoFundMe to go to the grocery store. A relationship is just that, a relationship, no matter who you with. Wait, invite people and live with what? What's that, LaTracy? Do I have gas? What you talking about, Marika? Gas in my house or gas in my car? What are you talking about? Jamil, am I saying that name right? Munson? I think I'm saying that right. Jamil? I think that's right. I think I said it right. I'm not sure. But I'm tired of holding this phone now. I said everything I had to say about the gays in the church and the gays in the gospel industry. Oh, what's that other one's name? He was gay too. He's gay. He Jamil. Is that right? No, I don't have gas. The gay guy who he had a gospel song out, and according to him, he was HIV positive, but he was delivered. And my thing is this: either you didn't have it, or you still got it, because listen. But what was his name? And I think he had a song called "Let Go and Let God." The song was called "Let Go and Let God." Who is that? Oh, Jamil. Jamil. Oh, invite people live on here. I may do that sometimes. I was with some friends earlier. well, it don't matter where we were, but I was with some friends earlier. And I was going to go live then because one of my friends, he's a fucking character. And he was telling me a story about Jill Scott. Jill Scott just did a show here last week. But see, I didn't go live because it was early. Like, it was like 7 o'clock. And so I know y'all expect me to come on here at 9 o'clock. So I didn't do it. But I was with my friend Will earlier. And he was saying how he was at the Lowe's Hotel having drinks the other day. And remember I told y'all before, like, when you single, you got to put yourself in different places. You know what I'm saying? Was it Vashawn Mitchell? I don't think it was Vashawn Mitchell. He has locks. Dwayne Woods. That's what I thought his name was. But I wasn't sure. And I didn't want to say a name and I was wrong. Dwayne Woods. That's who I'm talking about. Said he was HIV positive and he was delivered from it and da-da-da-da. But my point is, either you never had HIV or either you still got it. But anyway, so we at the Lowe's. Well, he was at the Lowe's Hotel. I didn't tell y'all. That's where we were earlier. I was at the Lowe's Hotel. So Will was at the Lowe's Hotel last week. And Jill Scott came in, right? So he's sitting over by the bar. And so Will... Will is my friend that I told you used to pick me up and drop me off when I didn't have a car before I moved to LA when my car was repossessed and I used to work at the little restaurant. So Will is real over the top. Will is real flamboyant. You know, he's giving, just all of that. Hands moving and he pops his mouth when he talks. He does all of that. So he said when he saw Jill Scott, he said, oh, he does. I'm telling you, he's so extra. I'm going to have to get him on here one day. So he says, "Ooh, Jill. Oh, hey girl, let me get a picture with you." So he says all of this, right? So Jill Scott says to him, "No, you didn't even say hello to me. Ciao, bye." He said she did her hand like that, right? And he said, "Oh," he said, "She got us right together." I said, "She gathered you. She gathered you." He said, and went to the bar and ordered her drink. So a few minutes passed. And she was walking past them again. I'm sleepy, Stacy. I'm about to get off here. So a few minutes went by. She walked past him again, him and another one of our friends. And the other friend was like, "Oh, Jill, we love your music." Da da da. She said, "Don't be trying to butter me up. You still ain't getting." But I was going to go live earlier so he could tell that story so you guys could hear him tell it. But again, like I said, it was too early. And I didn't want to hear y'all complaining about, well, why you going here early? And da-da-da-da-da. So 9 o'clock is our time, Monday through Friday. And that's that. But yeah, Joe was like, "No, you're just trying to butter me up." She said, because you want an autograph and you want a picture. And I said, "Well, was she smiling?" He said, "No, she was not smiling." But I'm going to say this. I do feel like they should have spoke first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've really gotten into the practice of, like, if I'm in a store or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I say, "Hi, how are you? Can you tell me where I can find the whatever I'm looking for in the store?" Now, the other day, I was in Home Depot, and I was kind of in a hurry because I was trying to meet Angela at the park so we could go running. And so I ran across an employee, and I said, "Can you tell me where the..." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I said, "Hi, how are you?" And he smiled, and he said, "How you doing?" And I said, "I'm good." I said, "Can you tell me where the, whatever I was looking for?" And so, and that was it. But I'm really making an effort to recognize people first. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because they work there, don't mean you just come up to them. Like, you in Walmart, and you walk up to the person in Walmart, "Excuse me, where's the such and such?" Even just because you said, "Excuse me," okay. But you need to just be like, "Hey, how are you? can you tell me where the tampons are? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just go up to a person and just start talking to them. They are human. They have feelings. You know what I'm saying? So I was with her on that part, but she ain't had to be nasty the second time. Talking about, oh, no, you just trying to butter me up. Girl, it was just a picture. Cut it out. You know what I'm saying? But all right, you guys have a great night. Trust me, when I'm back in my own house, these are going to be 1-hour conversations. I'm only over here because my lights are out. Okay? These lips are something amazing, I'm here to tell you. All right, have a good night, people. Be safe. Keep loving yourself. Say your prayers if you believe. I ain't talking about the church foolishness, but if you believe in God, say your prayers. Even though I ain't have no lights and stuff in my house, I still get down on my knees in the dark and say my prayers. And then I climb into bed. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And when I go to Houston, I fly to Houston on a Thursday. So I have to come on Facebook Live at 9 o'clock. So there's going to be people probably around me, but whatever. All right, be safe. Bye.